Welcome to Oklahoma's Haunted History. This list of 10 is part of a playlist of gentle listening spooky collections from across the USA. The screen fades to black so you can enjoy the stories without distractions if relaxing or studying. Please do consider a like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. This list will start with 4 places that we have personal experiences of. I hope you enjoy them. First is a place that we know well and for haunted reasons, Fort Gibson in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma. The fort, which dates back to the early 19th century, is said to be haunted by Native American and military spirits. Its historical claim is of being the most westerly fort of any military post when it was built. The fort was in operation from 1824 to 1888, protecting against Native American attacks and securing the southwestern border of the Louisiana Purchase. To quote DiscoverWalks.com, those who have explored its old grounds have reported hearing strange noises and seeing ghosts. Well, yes, precisely, because one night we got back in the car after visiting and we're starting to drive out of the fort. I saw the face and shoulders of a military soldier pressed up at the driver's side rear window. He was looking into the car. The man seemed to be about 40 years old, or at least had several age lines down his face and looked unwashed. He was wearing a dark blue uniform from roughly around the 1860s, from what I could tell, though it too was rough and well worn. The experience would suggest that the ghosts of Fort Gibson are not just strong memories being played back. Second is the haunted hill at Bartlesville. Legend says that a group of men were hung from a tree nearby, and they are who push your car up the hill. Well, nowadays, if you drive there, put your car in neutral and face it east, unseen hands will apparently push your car up the hill. Furthermore, if you sprinkle flour or talc on the trunk, handprints will be seen after your car is pushed. It's a gravity hill and optical illusion, but a very cool one to experience. There's a bridge nearby which your car might roll onto. On the bridge, when we went, there was some misspelled graffiti that said, "Satin was here." At number 3 is the Murrah Building in Oklahoma City. Internationally remembered as the site of the Oklahoma bombing on April 9, 1995, the Murrah Building was destroyed by a truck bomb which brought down 9 stories and claimed 168 lives. 19 of those lives were of children from the daycare at the building. Julie and I visited and caught a couple of EVPs. Of course, we were hoping for none, for all those people to be at rest, so I would say they were unfortunately caught on the recorder. Both were very clear, Class A's. On one, a female voice echoed my words of something green by saying green. The more striking one was also very, very sad. It was a little girl who very clearly said, "Don't forget me." Fourth is the ghost town of Pitcher in the northeast of Oklahoma. We went through Pitcher in 2008, a couple of months after an EF4 tornado ripped out the southern half of the town. But it's not known for the tornado damage as much as how it used to be the centre of lead and zinc mining for the country. In the First World War, over half of the lead and zinc used by the US military came from Pitcher. Pitcher closed its mines in the 1960s, but the effects from lead mining carried on until the town was evacuated and made a ghost town. Kids had used to play in the piles of lead tailings. Some used it for their sandboxes at home. Below the town, the mines were making the area unsafe too, causing several collapses of houses and creating sinkholes. Today, it looks like it really should be the location of many horror films or zombie films. It really is a ghost town, with no people, no open businesses, just a road running through the crumbling decay that was once a thriving town of 10,000 locals. Halfway through the list is Veterans Lake in Sulphur, Oklahoma. Veterans Lake has long had a reputation for being one of the most haunted locations in Oklahoma. It's said to be possessed by the spirit of a lady who once drowned in the lake. She was apparently attempting to save her child when she herself ended up drowning as well. Some people say they've seen the lady gliding across the lake asking for help. Others have seen the reflections of the woman and her child's faces in the lake when looking into the water. A few years later, there was another drowning when a girl died in a boating accident. Local legend states that anyone entering the lake after dark will be pulled under the water and be drowned. For number 6 is the Stone Lion Inn in Guthrie. Built in 1907 as a family home, the Stone Lion Inn is an elegant Victorian haunted home. It used to be a funeral home, and ghosts from that time are supposed to haunt the inn. They show up as eerie apparitions and unexplained noises. It was renovated in the late 1980s to become the inn, and while work was being done, loud footsteps were heard coming from the back staircase. Doors would open and close, and, fearing a break-in, the police were called several times. The third floor is said to be especially active, with children playing loudly, though no children are around. A wooden ball is heard rolling along the floors, and a man seen smoking a pipe, believed to be Mr. Horton, a former owner. At number 7 is Gilcrease Museum in Tulsa. The square-shaped sandstone mansion was built in 1913. It housed orphaned Native American children from 1943 to 1949. Then, an oil baron, Thomas Gilcrease, moved himself and his cowboy-themed art collection to the house. Mr. Gilcrease suffered hardships when oil prices plunged in the 1950s, but was delighted when a bond was arranged by Tulsa locals for him to keep his art collection. What a strange thing, an oil baron getting into financial difficulties. Anyway, he was so thankful that he made the collection public. Anyone could visit and see it. Thomas Gilcrease still likes to visit, they say, and might well be why there's been a high turnover of security guards at the museum. He likes to putter around both floors of the house too. One striking trait of his is to appear to curators and staff, but only once, as though welcoming them. Employees have heard footsteps, seen doors open and close, and will sometimes hear a loud bang from one of the upstairs rooms. There are also said to be the spirits of 7 Native American children who linger. They were cut down in their youth by diseases and epidemics of the time. At the number 8 spot is the Belvedere Mansion in Veneta. Belvedere Mansion was built by John M. Bayliss around 1902. It's a Gothic-style brick home with an intriguing third floor because the whole floor is a ballroom. In 1907, 6 months before it was completed, Mr. Bayliss died of complications from appendicitis surgery. Mary Bayliss and their 6 surviving children finished the mansion and lived there until 1919. Even though it was restored and updated in 1991, the Bayliss family is said to still call the place home. Witnesses have heard unexplained noises, seen hazy figures, and heard toilets flush by themselves. Perhaps that's one there for Amy's crypt. At number 9 is the Haunted Mission of Sacred Heart, Oklahoma. There's an old mission located in the ghost town of Sacred Heart. It's rumoured to be haunted by the spirits of children and other ghosts who died in a tragic fire in 1901. Most of the mission burned down in that fire, plus the schoolhouse and other buildings. The fire is said to have killed several children and adults while they were trying to escape the flames. Ghost children have been seen on the property, thought to be those from the fire. People have also said they've heard cries, screams, and even laughter, all of which sounded like children. Finally, the Skirvin Hotel in Oklahoma City is a classic example of grandeur and lingering spirits. It was built in 1910 by W.B. Skirvin, who was determined to have the finest hotel in the Southwest. He was also determined, apparently, to have an affair, and a roommate became pregnant. He locked her away in a room on the top floor until after the baby was born. He just kept her in there locked up. She became so depressed and out of her mind that she threw herself and the baby out of the room's window. Her name is unknown, but her ghost is referred to as Effie. Guests have often reported not getting a good sleep because of a baby crying all night. It may be Effie, who whispers to male hotel guests as they try to sleep, or she might be the naked woman who has sometimes been seen in hotel room showers. Thank you for joining me on this little journey. From ghosts in a lake to ghosts in a shower, Oklahoma has many more spirits around than I realised. I hope you'll be here for the next one. Oregon.